Hello everyone. Welcome back to A Million Little Perspectives. I know it's been a while, but no, it's been 2 weeks, so we haven't had this. It
Has it
wasn't a.
been
It's
has it
only
been
been.
2 weeks?
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. It hasn't been that long.
It felt
It's
so
me
much
and my
longer.
co-host, Adam. Yeah,
Hello.
and this is episode 11 of A Million Little Things, season 1, Secrets and Lies. Um, well, the last where we left off, Eddie has gone to tour. Delilah is getting evicted, so she's seeking the help of Catherine, which is something that's gonna be slightly awkward throughout this episode to come. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the elevator. The elevator, yes. The
Oh, good.
first time the four guys meet is in an
Mhm.
elevator. They get trapped
Aren't they
until the
talking about their favorite hockey team?
yes,
Mm.
they get to know each other by being, fans of Bruins, the hockey team. They get stuck on the elevator until the Boston Fire Department comes out. They talk. Well, John starts talking, forcing every single Rome, Eddie, and Gary to talk about their feelings. Yeah, so this is how it goes. The three guys, Rome, Gary, and Eddie are on the elevator, and then John is on the elevator because he's trying to buy the building that you know buy the building, and he expresses to the security person that he prefers to have a working elevator on his building, which doesn't work and he says, if you don't call me back in 2 minutes, well, you'll be in big trouble, basically. But yeah, the elevator, and they connect. Rome starts filming um their conversations because it feels like it could be a moment that everyone would cherish. So Rome starts filming, and John asks everyone, well, tries to calm everyone by asking them questions like who they would want to have their last breakfast with, favorite person, etc., etc. And this and Gary is the jokish one, so says, I would want to have the breakfast with um Lutledge, the person who um basically um checked the elevators for, inspected the elevators, and you know to say thank you for forcing us to be in this elevator for this amount of time. But Lutledge is going to be a big name in the end of the episode, so stay tuned, people, stay tuned. Well, the elevator thing's done, so we'll move on to Delilah and her situations with her legal issue of being evicted because John did some crazy financial he bought lots of buildings, for the family before he committed suicide, and things happen. So, um, Catherine's reluctant to help Delilah, but uh, Catherine decides to help her anyways, and um, Catherine says to Delilah that John has made some shady deals before his death, and Catherine, well, that Delilah owes a lot of money now, which is, you go in debt. It's not a good idea. People don't go in debt, but you probably will. Life will be ruined, and then don't be like John and jumping off buildings. But yeah, Delilah's love for John has become weakened then because of this news of the shady business deals that John has done, and Delilah signed all the papers, right? Because there needs to be two people who signs it, John and Delilah. Delilah just signed everything John told her to do,
Mm.
So Delilah's having some hatred towards John now, um, and yeah, um, that's and then well, at the end of the episode, things happen, but I can't talk about it because I have to
Spoiler.
talk about the other things first.
Right.
This episode's mainly about suicide and
Oh.
suicide help and running. A marathon, suicide awareness marathon.
Mm.
Since John has committed suicide, the gang decides to run to spread awareness for suicide, which includes Maggie. Maggie has cancer. She's getting chemo. Chemo makes her weak, very weak, because it's radiation in your body and then trying to kill the cancer cells in the breast because she has breast cancer. So, but
Mm.
Maggie's still determined to run, run, run. It's a very painful part where Maggie and Gary are practicing, but Maggie can run a little bit, but she gets tired really quickly because of this. And this is going to affect the marathon itself when I get to it. Meanwhile, Sophie learns about about John's misdoing and of shady business deals, and Sophie doesn't want to run anymore um because she thinks John was a coward who quit his life because of those shady business deals that he might have been doing. But Danny has his own issues. Like Danny hasn't come out to his family yet, except for Gary. But Gary's not family. Well, Gary's technically a friend, uncle-ish type, but it's not Delilah or Sophie. So but Elliot gives money for the charity. So and then before and Danny decides before the race starts and how Sophie, and how talking about Elliot and stuff, Sophie
Mm-hmm.
decides to Gary decides to come out to his um his parents, or Delilah and Sophie. Brave thing. He's still in middle school and he's coming out to his family. And the good thing is they accept him for who Danny is, which is a good thing. Some parents don't, but this family is very accepting of everyone. So Danny is accepted too of his sexual orientation by his parents, which
Nice.
is nice. I know. And then because of the race, Eddie decides to come back for a day or two because it's the suicide prevention race, and he's on the tour, but he was able to come back for a day or two to run the race and be with his friends and spread awareness for suicide, which is a very, very nice thing. You have to be able to be showing awareness of suicide. It's a nice gesture for a friend who has committed suicide. So this is what happens next. It's the race. The suicide awareness run. Everyone's in it. Sophie refuses to run because John, but everyone else is running. Danny is with Elliot until the race. The guys are talking because they reunited with Eddie for a minute. Gary and Rome reunited with Eddie. And then Maggie helps Theo gets stretched, and because you need to stretch before you run or you will suffer multiple leg injuries that could lead you to being in a wheelchair, but that's probably not true for most people.
Wheelchair.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Everyone's running, right? And then Maggie fails. Like Maggie gets really tired, and it's almost nighttime, right? The race is closing up, but Maggie wants to finish this race really badly. So this is what the gang does. Gary and Regina help Maggie get across the finishing line, while in a race there is a car that like monitors everyone. So Eddie and Rome decides to distract the car so that she can finish the race, slow it down, and then the rest of the guys create the finishing race, the ribbon tag thing with lots of numbers from the paper, the numbers on their the back, and you put the numbers so that everyone knows your number to create a ribbon. And Maggie is finally able to complete the race. She manages to finish the race with, even though she has chemo, and she's able to spread awareness for suicide even though she's in this weakened state with chemo. And this just shows how much she has become close to the group, because at the beginning in John's funeral, Maggie was just a stranger, but no, they're really close to Maggie now because of their the connection. They became they learned to be close, so which is nice. I would love these type of friendship. It's hard to make, but if you make one, it's life ending. Like, you don't lose it unless you die. So it's these type of relationships are hard to make, but it's a worthwhile having these kind of relationships, in my opinion, because that someone will be there for you, no matter what the circumstances. And then at the end of the episode, Catherine gives Gary a call about this secret bank account that John had, called Lutledge. Yes, the person who inspected the elevators. John has created a money account for Gary, Rome, and Eddie in the time of his death, of John's death, called Lutledge. And this bank account is controlled by Ashley. Ashley has been shady throughout the past episodes, going to banks, taking out monies, stealing John's messages, erasing them, doing lots of shady stuff. And Gary and Catherine tries to confront Ashley, but they go to the wrong apartment, because Ashley at the current moment is at John's second secret apartment, shredding files, doing everything. So that's where the episode ends off, with making it seem like Ashley is a co-conspirator in this dirty scheme that John might have been doing. And no one knows what John has been doing because he committed suicide. And then Ashley is failing to disclose this information to the people, or to the closest people John had. So that's where the episode ends off with, which makes everyone curious. What was John involved in, and why isn't Ashley giving the what is Ashley doing? Because she's trapped, right? Because she has no one to talk to because John is dead. Very suspicious. What do you think, Adam? Do you think Ashley is a villain, or this person is trapped?
I think it might be, one of those things where it's like a plot twist.
Well, we won't know about it until 2 more episodes, because the next episode will be is titled "A Day Before," and a day before meaning a day before John committed suicide. So it's everyone's life will be spinning the clock a day before John's suicide. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
See you. Bye.